Something that I noticed is that a lot of people nowadays use their emotions as motivation. Like, I'm sure you've experienced some sort of breakup or received some words of criticism that you've used as motivation to, for example, fuel a workout at the gym. And while these small bursts of motivation can actually lead to short term growth, something that I realize is that it doesn't really lead to long term growth because eventually that motivation will fade away and you will return back to your normal state. And that short term motivation you get from these negative emotions isn't sustainable or healthy at all because one, you will only experience those types of things every now and then, and two, no one even wants to experience those things in the first place. So why rely on it for motivation? And the main reason why these negative emotions aren't good for long term progress is because most people interpret them incorrectly. Like they see these negative emotions as just emotions and nothing else. Like they don't try and learn from it. They don't try and figure out why they're feeling that way. They don't figure out what caused the negative emotion. Like they don't leverage it. They just feel it. Um, like there was a time last year, actually, I used to always feel nervous before every wrestling match at the start of the wrestling season. And because I was nervous, I didn't have confidence, which led to me losing a lot. And losing a match made me feel embarrassed because, well, I just got my ass whooped in front of my entire team. And to make things worse, like we would always record each other's matches so we can look back at it and see what we need to improve on. And because I would lose, I never wanted to watch my film because I just always felt embarrassed. Like just imagine that. Like I I didn't want to learn what I needed to improve on just because I was embarrassed of losing. Then eventually, as the season progressed, I grew more and more comfortable with watching my film and even the film of other people. And I started to realize what I needed to improve on. Things like my stance was too stiff, or my shot was too slow, or I wasn't controlling the hands during my escapes. And once I started to fix my mistakes, my performance saw improvement. And I went from JV to actually taking one of my good friends' varsity spots in my first year of wrestling. The main lesson that I learned from this is that the negative emotions you feel isn't something that you should just brush off because then those negative emotions will start to determine your choices. They will start to make you act in a way that is preventing you from achieving your goals and isn't beneficial in becoming the best version of yourself. Instead, you should start to see your negative emotions as opportunities for growth, opportunities for improvement, opportunities to prove to yourself that you can be better. Because let me ask you this. This is a random example um, I just that I'm just thinking of right now. Say you were immortal. If you had to run into a war zone to save a little girl from being harmed, you wouldn't be scared to throw yourself into the battlefield because you're immortal. You can't die. Versus if you were not immortal, you would be scared. You would feel negative emotions of fear because there's also a chance that you will die yourself. However, if you do decide to run out and attempt to save the kid, that would make you a courageous and brave person. It shows that you are capable of doing something even though you are scared or even though you don't feel like doing it. Same thing with the difference between motivation and discipline. This influencer that I really like, Hamza Ahmed, and this book Discipline is Destiny by Ryan Holiday, both talk about the idea that motivation and discipline are two completely separate things. When you are motivated to do something, you want to do it. You are motivated to do the hard things. You are motivated to work out, to go to practice, to study, to do chores. Whereas if you are disciplined to do something, you don't want to do something, but you do it anyways. Like you don't feel like working out, but you go to the gym. You don't feel like training, yet you go to practice. You don't want to study, yet you still do your homework. Or you don't want to do your chores, yet you wash the dishes. Negative emotions are just opportunities for growth. They are opportunities to not only prove to the people around you, but to prove to yourself that you are capable of overcoming adversity and failure. Every time you experience some sort of negative emotion, don't just view it as an emotion. View it as an opportunity to figure out what you need to improve on or fix to promote a growth mindset. For example, view laziness as your body's way of telling you that you aren't getting enough work done. View failures as a way to learn from your mistakes to make the next attempt more successful. View the feeling of jealousy or envy as a sign to feel grateful for the things you already have. View hatred or discontentment towards someone you disagree with as a reminder that everyone is different and we all have different perspectives on the world. Just view these negative emotions with gratitude because at the end of the day, some people don't even get to experience these emotions. Like a lot of people are stuck in a life full of stalemate and complacency, meaning their life isn't having any real change or in other words, they aren't doing anything with their lives. They're just sitting on their ass all day doing the same thing over and over again. Just be grateful that you have the privilege to even experience different things that get you out of your comfort zone that make you feel these negative emotions in the first place. Because emotions is what makes us human. So being able to experience a wide range of different emotions, even if they aren't exactly feel good emotions, is a blessing in itself. That is all I wanted to talk about in this video. So I'll see you in the next one.